today's episode. They're cute, they're colorful,
and they're stone cold killers.
Of course they are. Hello.
Hi.
Hey, today we're going to talk a little bit about loaches.
Clown loaches,
Well,
in particular.
Clown loaches mostly.
Yeah, because
There's several different types, but that's the kind we have the majority of.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about those.
yeah. So clown loaches,
And what we use them for.
yeah, not to be mistaken for clownfish. This isn't a Nemo episode.
Yeah, this is not a Nemo episode. This is a clown loach. We originally bought them to keep the snail population under control because they do kill snails.
Yes, they kill and eat snails.
And they're very cute little fish. I mean, I think clown loaches are adorable. I like the yo-yos, the clowns, and the tiger ones too. I mean, I like them all.
Yeah.
But the clown loaches are probably the cutest of them.
Yeah, they are.
They're most colorful.
They're very colorful.
And
they can get pretty big.
and they can and so we
and
got
they
some.
are a commitment. They can live up to like 25 years, I think. So
They're pretty long-lived fish. So we did get. I don't remember who started. Was it you or your mom? I can't remember who started it. I don't think it was me. It might have been me because I was telling your mom and you about it because of the snails, and I think we got them. I put one in my tank, two in my tank originally, and then your mom got two.
Right. Well, no, she
Three.
got one.
One. She had two. No, she had two originally, and one passed away, or we took it out, or something. There was more than one in her tank at one point.
Okay, I just remember the one with the controversial name.
Yeah. Yeah, and mine has a controversial name to match that. So because one of mine died relatively quickly, so I mean, because mine were very small when I got them. They were little babies.
Now I had a hard time when I started with clown loaches, because you're right, when they're babies, they can be fragile.
Yeah.
And they stress out easily. I've got some footage of one that's stressing out.
We like them,
loaches,
but they kill snails wonderfully.
So clown loaches are a little bit difficult when you're first starting with them,
Right.
especially the young ones, because they are very fragile. They can stress out. They're like,
Yeah, once they're stable in your tank, and one of the other things I've noticed is going from one tank to the other, no matter how much you acclimatize them, if the water type is different even a little bit, sometimes they can't handle it at the beginning, especially if they're smaller. So sometimes I recommend paying a little extra and getting a little bit bigger one that has a little hardier constitution that you know it's going to get past that, because we got all babies when we got them.
Yeah.
So we lost a couple at the beginning.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
because I had two and lost one.
And I had one in one of my tanks and I lost that one because it was young and starting to do that stress dance, and the next thing I know.
Yeah, and I think your mom, like I said, I'm pretty sure your mom had two and only one survived.
No, I think what you're thinking is because she had one that survived, I had the other one.
Okay, maybe that's
what you're thinking.
Yeah, there was two. Okay, because we bought two that day. I remember there was two.
Yeah, one went into one of my tanks, the other went into hers. Hers is doing fabulously well.
He's
No, he's bigger than that. He's like yay big now.
Fat, big, ugly, orange Cheeto.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you know what I
Cheeto.
mean. That's the name he has as well, but that's not the name he has. Go with orange Cheeto and go from there. Or what's the new thing they're saying?
Taco.
Taco.
Yeah.
Any of those names fit this fish, and that's his name.
Yeah.
And then I had his wife in my tank. I can say her name, so you'll know. But anyway, they're great at killing snails. I mean, they are stone cold killers of snails. They really do keep the population of the snail. As long as the snails don't do a true blossom of crazy breeding, they can keep the majority of the snails under control.
Now, as far as keeping clown loaches in your tank, they do like to hide.
They're not social.
Yeah, they're not social fish. They do like to hide. They can travel in schools, but you want to have...
And they come out, they're more nocturnal.
They're more nocturnal, but you are going to want to have a cave for them. In fact, they are so good at hiding. When we were transferring tanks, we gave Mom the bigger tank.
Yes.
She had a smaller tank. That we put T-Loach in. And then when I went to move her, we upgraded her to a 40-gallon.
40-gallon tall.
Right, 40-gallon tall. We upgraded her tank. And I was trying to get all our fish out, and I could not find T-Loach anywhere. I couldn't find this damn
We thought it died.
We thought maybe it died and disintegrated. I didn't know it was in one of the ornaments. Now, how the hell it survived?
Lived, for hours.
For hours.
Outside of the water. The one thing we think is there's a little tiny bit of water in there, enough to keep this thing alive.
Yeah. But then, we put the ornaments back into the new aquarium. We have, we're doing all the water.
Telling her we're going to have to buy a new loach.
Yeah, telling her we'll find her a new loach soon. And then, 2 days later, she's like, the loaches back in my tank, and we're wondering how.
Yeah.
You know, the only thing we could figure is that it was inside an ornament.
And there was enough water in there somewhere in a little tiny crevice that this thing managed to keep itself alive, kind of like a pleco does.
Yeah.
That's what we can think of, because we don't know how it lived.
Yeah, but he's been going strong for years.
Yeah, years. This thing is, and he's big, and I don't know how he gets in some of the places he gets to hide.
Yeah.
Because some of them look smaller than he is, but he does it.
Yeah.
And he hasn't gotten stuck yet, and
yeah, so not pluckers, but clown loaches definitely need hidey holes.
Yeah, they need hidey holes, and and if you don't have any snails, you do have to feed them. Mm-hmm. Can't just go, oh, there's no snails in my tank, it'll be fine. No, you do have to feed them.
And don't do what my mother did. She was literally putting snails in her tank.
Yeah, she literally was stealing them from other tanks and putting them in her tank, and then she got a snail explosion, so we had to go get all this, because they can't eat all of them if there's an explosion. They can only there's only so many each loach can kill. Mm-hmm. And so then we had to get all the snails out of her tank and tell her to stop doing that.
Yeah.
Because there's always some hidden that we don't see.
So
but if you don't have any snails,
they will eat these little shrimp pellets that are meant for like corridoras and other catfish. The loaches can actually eat these.
Yeah.
So, that's what I usually do with mine. If I don't have snails in my tank, and I'll just throw a couple in here for the loaches. They're fine.
Yeah, and then I had mine for a good 2 years, and mine was getting rather large. But your mom's probably
we still have yours.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so but I'm saying, I had mine for doing stronger than your mom's was even older than that one. Mm-hmm. And then the ones in the pond are even lower. Okay, yeah.
The ones in my original ones are even older. But before we get into that, another thing, the loaches will eat flakes if they don't have any
yeah, they'll swim up. They kind of like a little Cory. They'll swim up and grab and go back down. I've seen that. I've seen mine do it.
Yeah, they'll do it, because I know that's what Mom's does.
Yeah.
Mom doesn't throw pellets in like I do for mine, but
right. Well, hers doesn't need any, because
hers is
so fat and big from snails. I don't think he could go weeks without eating it.
I know.
It wouldn't even affect him.
Hers is.
It's probably a female as big as it is, though. I'm guessing.
We don't know.
The thing is humongous.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll have to see if we can get a video. Well, he's probably gonna hide whenever I see a video of him, but huge fish, huge loach.
Yeah,
but they do eat flakes. They do eat they like those little pellets better. But they love snails.
Yes.
So they are, and they're wonderful. They kill so many snails. It's great. Mm-hmm. You
just have to scoop up the shells afterwards.
Scoop up the shells after.
Literally, their little mouth parts are designed to pull snails out of the shells.
Yep, it's great. Mm-hmm. Again, I don't like snails.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so getting on to the whole, killing snails and how helpful they are. Now, I had always been told that you can't, loaches are very, very tropical. You have to keep them in warm water, which means that a lot of people cannot keep them in ponds. Right. Now, if you happen to live in the tropics...
Florida.
Like Florida.
Oh, imagine that.
This is not necessarily true. When we first built the indoor pond, which was 8 years ago, believe it or not.
Yeah, I believe it.
I knew we were going to have a snail problem, because the pumps are away from I have them in the sump areas, and we had so many plants and whatnot. I knew we were going to have a snail problem. Yeah. So I got a tribe of 8 clown loaches, and it was like, okay, we'll try this. I think that they can, the water's generally warm year round, so we'll give it a try. Yep. Well, that was 8 years ago, and we still have most of them.
Matter of fact, today we saw 4, so we know there's at least minimum of 4.
Yeah, I know that
and that's
we're
a minimum.
Yeah, I know we're down 2, and here's why we're down 2. I do a major water change on my indoor pond every few months. Yeah. Just to do a change out on the water. Right. And the loaches like to hide in the cinder blocks between where the main pond and the sump area. They like to hide in the little cracks.
Right.
Where the cinder blocks meet. And I think what happened was, when I did a water change, 2 of them didn't get down were up higher and couldn't get down into the water fast enough, because when I raised the pond up again with water, the next day is when I found 2 bodies. So I think that's what happened.
Yeah, but so there's no snails in there.
Yeah, but
there's no snails in that pond.
I've never had a problem with snails.
Never had that tribe, I'm guessing there's 4 to 6 still in there if they haven't had babies and we just don't know about it.
Yeah.
They might be hiding in the sump areas or something. They keep the snails gone. I don't think I've ever seen even maybe one snail ever in that pond. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
that's a small school of, started out with 8, and then...
And they're getting pretty big.
Yeah, I lost the other 2 about 2 years ago, so for the longest time I was at least 8 of them in there, but because of the tropical temperatures and whatnot, the water never gets too cold for them.
Right. Now, you haven't tried outside, even though it's Florida, because it does get cold cold enough, it would probably kill them.
Yeah, so
But indoor ponds, indoor tanks or ponds, yeah.
Yeah, indoor ponds you can keep loaches in it as long as you keep your temperature, on the warm side for cold water fish.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Because it's Florida, so you're never going to have
Yeah.
cold water. So
Yeah. So,
I mean,
the indoor pond, the water's generally about, I'd say, 79, 80.
yeah.
And
I don't know if it seems a little colder than that when we step in it.
I know, because it's usually like 105 on the outside.
Maybe.
Yeah,
It's freaking cold when you first step in there. You're like, holy shit. But anyway. But again, if you have any loaches or you want to talk about them, I mean, we do have the tiger loach and the yo-yo.
Yeah, well, they're both yo-yos.
Okay.
It's just
Well,
the golden tiger is a variety of yo-yo.
Yeah, yo-yos are kind of neat because they have the word yo-yo on them.
When they're younger. When they're younger.
Yeah, well, actually, it's as they grow the word.
Yeah,
yo-yo.
but eventually they grow out of it because, like,
Yeah,
yo-yo,
it just depends how
you
big.
can't-
Eventually, you get too big for it. But there's a frame of you can actually see the word yo-yo.
Unless yo-yo's writing his name in binary now, it just
Yeah, it's so big. Yeah,
patterns are.
yo-yo's big now, but
Yeah.
there's like a time when they're little to medium that you can actually see the word yo-yo very clearly, which is where they got their name, obviously. But they're kind of neat. I like those.
Well,
But I like the clown loaches because they're prettier.
Yeah, there are so many different kinds of loaches.
Yeah, those are just the three
But the
we've
clown
had.
loaches are the most popular because they are colorful. They do live long. They're 25 years.
But they do get much bigger than you think.
Yes, they do.
Loaches, when you first see them in the store, they're little. Most of the little baby, maybe this big. Some of them, and I mean the ones we have, the ones in the pond are probably, and the one in her mom's tank is
About maybe 6 inches. Now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now,
Okay.
as far as whether or not to get more than one, it really depends on your tank size.
Yeah.
They're not like community schooling fish.
Right.
Like
That's
some
what
of the
I was
other
thinking.
fish
I don't
are.
think they're necessarily community. I was wondering. I know they like to school. They do.
Yeah, I mean the ones
we
in
have-
the pond
yeah.
school, but
Right.
but
But-
we also have ones that are
Single. Yeah, and they don't seem to have any problem with that. So, I mean, we'd have to research that a little bit to see if there's something that they like.
I'm just saying, firsthand experience. We know they do both.
Yeah.
Because
so.
like T-Loach has been by himself, and yours has been by itself,
Yeah.
and then I've got the
T-Loach and M-Loach.
Yeah, and then I've got the 6 in the pond that have been
Yeah.
together all their lives. So I think it really just depends
yeah.
on.
Depends on the situation, I guess. I guess
Yeah.
if they have the ability to be together, they will. And if they don't, they don't. Because they do stay pretty close together in the pond.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, one will shoot all the way across.
Yeah, I know, it is so funny. I was telling her about that earlier when we were filming the fish.
I've seen it, yeah.
And I was like, I've never seen them all like that where they were
Schooling,
playing.
yeah.
They were playing.
Yeah, they were playing in the.
They were literally playing.
I think we try to get on video, but it's a little dark. So you see what you can see.
And it's like normally I just see one going. I've got 2 sumps, one on each end of the pond. It's like normally I just see one zipping between sumps, like it lost a bet or something.
Right.
But,
Probably did. But so we don't really know if they school. They can school, but we don't think you have to have more than one.
Yeah.
One is sufficient for maybe a 20 gallon tank.
55 gallon.
But my
easily.
55 no, because I probably could have used 2.
Well, like Mom's is a 40, and she's been fine with one.
Yeah, but sometimes he gets overwhelmed. I mean, I've seen it.
Yeah, well,
So it
that's
just
because she
depends.
keeps throwing snails in it. But,
That's true.
You
That's
know,
true.
as
But-
long as you're not contributing to the problem.
But if you have loaches, let us know. Like, subscribe, share, comment below. We would love to hear about your loach, especially if they're clown loaches and what yours do. Ours are a little crazy, like I said. I mean, always it's this house. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's just this house.
I think clown loaches are a little bit silly anyway. The only other thing I can think of is when you're handling them because of those little spiky
Nose things. Yeah.
Yeah, clown loaches, they are extremely difficult to catch in a net.
Yes, they do get stuck in the net.
And
You have to be careful.
And they have these little spikes on the end of their nose, which is part of their
Sensor.
snail.
Yeah, that's probably helps to get the snails out.
Yeah, it's part of their snail killing ability, but they are sharp and they do get caught in nets.
Yeah.
So we're usually really careful.
Yeah, you have to be
whenever we
very careful
to
with
move
removing them. Yeah, just be
Yeah,
careful
get
when
a
you're moving
fine mesh net.
Yeah.
Something that isn't going to be.
Which we use anyway, just because
Yeah,
we know
it's
better.
the
We've learned.
plecos.
Because we've learned with the plecos, who still manage to get stuck even in the fine mesh nets.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, definitely.
Yeah, use one of the fine mesh nets if you're going to have loaches.
If you can even find the little fuckers.
True.
Because I mean, they like we said, they hide well.
They're really good at hiding. Well, like even the other types of loaches, like Yo-Yo has literally over the last 5 years dug himself a trench in this wood piece I have in their aquarium, and now whenever I have to clear out the ropefish aquarium, I have to literally shake him out of a tree. Because he over the years he has dug himself this little trench right in this big piece of wood that I have shaped like a tree, and he literally dug himself a trench in it, and he just sticks in. The only reason I know he's in there is because his tail sticks out. Yeah. So if I have to remove the tree for any reason, I literally have to shake his ass out of a tree.
And then hope he comes out.
Yeah, and sometimes it doesn't work the first time.
Yeah.
You know, and then eventually I'll give up and I'll just fill a big old bucket full of water and throw the whole damn thing in it. Because,
been there, done that.
You know, yeah,
I've done that many times. If I can't find somebody, I'm like, nope. Whole thing goes in a bucket.
No, I've done that whenever I had to do any type of, you know, cleaning on that tank, and where I had to take everybody out, it was like,
you never know. You'd be surprised how well they hide.
Yeah,
but we would love to hear your stories about them if you have them, if you breed them, or if you know more than us about them. I mean, we've had them for several years, but we've never really researched them per se.
Yeah, we just
shame on us.
Yeah, well, we knew what they ate, and we knew the general.
They seem to be healthy here.
Yeah, we knew the general.
We're keeping them alive,
and we found out about how fragile they are as babies. But then once they get older, like once they get older, they're indestructible. But when they're young, they are fragile.
Yeah. So just be careful, or just get a little one that's a little bit bigger, and give it time to acclimatize. That's a big thing too for them. They water changes kind of.
Yeah,
when they're little. When they're little. When they're big, I don't even know if it would bother them, but. We haven't had that experience.
Well, unless they do like mine did in the pond, where they get stuck outside of the water.
Well, yeah, we went from my room, which was in the house, to out here, and it was a whole different climate, and she had no problems.
Yeah.
So, and she's still big and ugly, and I mean, she's not ugly. She's not ugly.
Yeah.
She's just big.
I know. I keep looking over to see if she's gonna pop out, but
she's not. She's laughing at us because we want her to come out. But like, subscribe, share, comment below. We would love to hear yours. We would love more followers.
Yeah.
More subscriptions.
Yeah. Remember, if we get 1,000 followers, throw on Sandy the Sharks. That's still a thing.
Really?
Yeah. That's still
Stop.
A thing.
No subscribing for you.
Oh, come on. We only got like 200 more to go.
Only?
Great. Not even.
Great.
You hear me, guys?
Great.
You want to see Sandy get thrown?
I'm not giving out any more cards.
1,000 subscribers, she goes to the Sharks.
Oh, I really don't want to do that, but I will because I said I would. So.
Yeah.
But I do want to go back there soon because I'm missing it. I miss it all the time. But anyway, but we do appreciate you. We do appreciate everything that you guys do. We love comments. We love answering your questions. And if we don't know, we'll find out. Yeah. So if you have questions about anything like the Loaches and you don't want to research it, we'll do it for you.
Yeah, or we'll make Mr. Captions do it.
Oh yeah, I didn't say that. It was her.
I said it.
It was her. Wasn't me. Innocent. Until proven guilty.
Yeah, because you've never egged on Mr. Captions.
Never.
Never in your life.
Nope. Not me. I don't need examples, Mr. Captions. I can see it already.
Yeah,
example one.
Exhibit A.
Yeah. I can just see it. But no, we really do appreciate everybody, and we hope you have a wonderful day.
Bye.